I am 34 years old. I live in Chicago with my two little daughters, Lily and Ava. They are my world. I wake up for them. I work for them. Everything I do is for their smiles. But life was never easy for me. When I was a child, I lost my parents in a fire. I grew up in a small orphanage and learned to survive alone. When I became a mother, I promised myself, my children will never feel the pain I felt. My husband left when Ava was still a baby. He said he would find a job in another city. He never came back. He never called. He never sent money. He simply disappeared. I had no family, no savings, no one to call. But I had my daughters and my will. So I started working as a taxi driver. It wasn't my dream, but it was the only way. I drove when I was sick. I drove when I was tired. Some passengers smiled and said thank you. Others shouted or refused to pay. But I never stopped. Because I had two reasons to keep going. Lily and Ava. We lived in a tiny apartment near the train tracks. Every night I looked at my sleeping girls. I whispered, "One day, Mommy will give you a better life." But some nights I cried silently. Dreams felt so far away. One winter evening, the snow fell fast. The sky was dark, the roads were icy. The heater in the car was broken. "Mommy, I'm cold," Ava whispered. "I know, sweetheart. We'll be home soon." I held the steering wheel tightly. Then, out of nowhere, bright lights, a loud crash, and silence. When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital. My body hurt. My head was heavy. I remembered the crash and screamed, "My daughters! Where are my daughters?" A nurse held my hand gently. "They are safe," she said softly. Tears filled my eyes. The next day, a doctor came in. "You have a broken leg. You'll need surgery and rest." Rest? I wanted to laugh. How can a single mother rest? Who will pay the rent? Who will feed my children? Then came another nightmare. The taxi was destroyed. I owed $8,000 for damages. I had nothing. I cried until I fell asleep. 2 days later, something unexpected happened. A woman from the hospital shared my story online. People began to send messages. "Stay strong. You are brave." And some even sent money. Strangers who had never met me cared more than I ever imagined. One morning, a man came to my room. He was in his 30s, with kind eyes. He said, "My name is Ryan. I read about you. I want to help." I didn't believe him at first. "Why would you help me?" I asked. He smiled. "Because someone once helped me. His company paid my hospital bills. He found a safe apartment for my daughters." I couldn't stop crying. Ryan just said, "You don't owe me anything. Just promise me you'll keep going." Weeks later, my leg healed. Ryan visited again. He asked, "What do you want to do next?" I whispered, "I want to open a small bakery." He smiled. "Then let's make it happen." Months passed, and one morning, I opened the doors of Elena's bakery. The smell of bread filled the air. Lily and Ava ran around laughing. Customers smiled. I looked at the sign on the wall and cried again. Not from pain this time, but from joy. That evening, Ryan came to visit. I gave him a piece of warm bread and said, "This is not just bread. It's hope." He laughed softly and said, "You created this, Elena. You made it real." That night, I hugged my daughters and whispered, "See? Miracles do exist. Sometimes they come in the form of kind people." Now, every morning, I open my bakery and breathe in the smell of fresh bread. It reminds me that even when life is cold and hard, kindness can light a fire in the darkest room.